Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine, safe and healthy. I'm Mrs. Sarah Shakil and I welcome you in your social studies class. And today our chapter is patriotism. Students, do you know what is this? Yes, you all know this is the flag of Pakistan and the buntings. This is our beloved country and it is our identity. Patriotism. Patriotism means giving your life for your country. Basically, it means loving your country a lot and being willing to make sacrifices for it. अपने वतन से बहुत मोहब्बत करना और अपने वतन के लिए जान भी कुर्बान करने से दरेक ना होना. Patriots. The people who are loyal to their country are called patriots. Patriotism is a virtue that comes naturally to the most people. It encourages people to do the best for their homeland. Our soldiers are patriots, but everyone else patriot who is honest and committed to the nation. The spirit of patriotism. We cheer for our sports team and players. Being patriotic means going beyond waving flags, singing national songs, chanting slogans, and wearing green clothes. It means loving your country most without hating other countries. Not indulging in activities that could bring a bad name for your country. अपने वतन से मोहब्बत करना लेकिन किसी दूसरे के वतन से नफ़रत करना ये गलत है और हमें ऐसी कोई एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं करनी चाहिए जिसमें हमारे मुल्क का नाम बदनाम हो. Being proud of your country and all it has to offer, improving what can be made better, looking after the interest of your country in every possible way. We can improve our economy of our country by purchasing the products of our country. Nationalism. Sometimes people develop hatred and negative feelings for other nations, a danger which can create problem for a country instead of helping progress. This feeling is called nationalism. Excessive and uncontrolled patriotism can cause problem. Advantages of patriotism. Patriotism gives a sense of pride and belonging. A feeling of national spirit binds people together to work towards a common goal, the welfare of the country. By being patriotic, you are actually safeguarding the freedom and the rights of all the citizens. Patriotism encourages people to do well for their country. Our patriotic values are not only to love his or her country the most, but also respect other countries. National tragedy. Some soldiers were trapped and buried under the glacier at St.John. Those soldiers were doing their duties on the Pakistani border. It was dangerous responsibility. And this was a national tragedy. And one more tragedy happened, and which I would like to tell you. In the slide you can see Rashid Manal. He was our national hero. Rashid Manaz was born in Lahore in 1951. He trained with PAF to become a fighter pilot. On August 20th, 1971, young Manaz took off and his second solo flight in a jet trainer. As he was taxiing the plane, his aircraft was being hijacked. Matiur Rahman was a Bengali pilot who wanted to divert the PAF aircraft to Bangladesh. Rashid Manaz refused to allow his hijacking. There was a tussle for control of the aircraft between two men. Rashid had no choice but to crash the plane. Rashid lost to crash the plane. In this slide, you can see Nishan-e-Haider. Rashid Manaz was awarded the Nishan-e-Haider. This is the highest military award of Pakistan. Nishan-e-Haider means Mark of the Lion. It was first awarded on March 16, 1957. Up till now, total 11 Nishan-e-Haiders are awarded. Only military people can get this award. Humanitarian यानी कौम की खिदमत करने वाले लोग. They work for humanity. Their efforts are not restricted to any particular country. Famous patriots and nationalists. In this slide you can see 4 people: Abdul Sattar Eidhi, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi. Abdul Sattar Eidhi. He worked for humanity. He founded Eidhi Foundation, which runs the world's largest volunteer ambulances network, homeless shelters, animal shelters, rehabilitation centers, and orphanages across Pakistan. He was a true Pakistani. He got Nishan-e-Imtiaz and many more awards for his services. Mother Teresa. She also worked for humanity. She was a missionary. She had 3 nationalities of 3 countries. She was a nun. She was declared as a saint by a Catholic Church. Nelson Mandela. He was from South Africa. He was a political leader and he was a president of South Africa. He was the country's first African head. Aung San Suu Kyi. She was from Myanmar. She was a politician and diplomat. In 1991, she got Nobel Peace Prize. Famous people who said about patriotism. In the slide, you can see John Kennedy. John Kennedy was a former president of USA. What he said about patriotism? Let's read. Ask not why a country can do for you. Ask what can you do for your country. आप अपने मुल्क के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? John Green Ingersoll. He was an American political leader. What he said about patriotism? Let's read. He loves his country best who strives to make it best. Lord Byron, he was a British poet. What he said about patriotism? Let's read. He who loves not his country can love nothing. Abraham Lincoln, he said, I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man lives so that his place will be proud of him. Seneca, he was a Greek philosopher. He said, men love their country not because it is a great, but because it is their own. Student, it's time for homework. Let's see. Question number 1. What does patriotism mean? Question number 2. What are the advantages of patriotism? Question number 3. Write a short note on Rashid Minhas. Question number 4. What have some people said about patriotism? You have to write about any 4. You can check your book. Students, do this work in school copy. If you don't have a copy, buy a copy from school and do chapter number 1 and this is chapter number 2. Both the chapters in your copies. Complete your work, and when you'll come back to the school, you'll get marks on your homework. Happy Independence Day, children. Stay home, stay safe.